Have you ever disagreed with someone in English and the moment you spoke it came out all wrong?
Like you meant to be polite, but it did not sound that way.
Exactly. Like in your head it was perfectly reasonable, but out loud it sounded rude.
Or the opposite. You had a completely valid point, but you stayed quiet because you did not know how to say it without offending anyone.
Yes, so you just nodded and smiled and agreed with something you completely disagreed with.
And then you thought about it for the rest of the day.
Why did I not just say something? But I did not know how.
That is the problem we are solving today.
Welcome, everyone, to Real Talk Podcast. I'm Mia, and this is Jake. Today, we are talking about one of the most valuable social skills in English, how to disagree politely, not staying silent, not being rude, but finding the words that let you express a different opinion clearly, warmly, and confidently, so people respect you more, not less, for speaking up.
Because disagreeing politely is not about being weak, it is about being smart. The right words can keep a conversation open, keep a relationship intact, and still get your point across completely.
Okay, Jake. Let us start with the most important thing. Why do people find disagreeing in English so hard?
Two reasons. First, they are afraid of sounding rude. Second, they do not have the phrases ready. So when the moment comes, they either say nothing or they say it too bluntly, and it lands badly.
So the solution is having the right phrases ready before you need them.
Exactly. When the phrases are already in your mouth, disagreeing feels natural. Without them, it feels dangerous.
Okay. Let us start with the softest, most gentle way to disagree, for when you want to be very careful.
The softest way is to start by agreeing with part of what they said before you disagree. You find something true in their point, and you acknowledge it first.
Like you start with yes and then introduce the but.
Exactly, but without actually saying but, because but cancels everything before it. Instead, you use words like however. That said, at the same time, although I see your point.
So you cushion the disagreement before it arrives.
Exactly. I completely see where you're coming from. That said, I think there might be another way to look at this. You validated them first. Then you gently introduced your different view.
That feels so smooth. They feel heard, and then you get to speak.
And when people feel heard, they are much more open to hearing you back.
Okay. Give me the phrases for that soft approach.
I see your point. However, I look at it slightly differently. That's a fair point. At the same time, I think, I understand where you're coming from, though I'm not entirely sure I agree. You make a good point. I just wonder if...
I just wonder if. That one is so gentle. It feels like a question, not a challenge.
Yes, I just wonder if is one of the most powerful soft disagreement phrases in English. It invites conversation instead of starting a debate.
Okay. Now the middle level, for when you want to be clear but still polite.
For the middle level, you are more direct, but still respectful. You are not hiding your opinion, you are stating it clearly, while still keeping the tone warm.
Like you mean what you say, but you say it carefully.
Exactly. Actually, I think it works a little differently. I would respectfully disagree with that. I'm not sure that's quite right. I think there's a different way to look at this. With respect, I see it differently.
With respect, I see it differently. That one sounds so confident and composed at the same time.
It does. It's direct without being aggressive. You're stating your position clearly, but the tone stays professional and calm.
And actually, I think that one is interesting because actually softens the disagreement without hiding it.
Yes, actually is a very useful word in English for gentle corrections or different opinions. Actually, I think the meeting is on Thursday. You're correcting someone, but actually makes it sound like helpful information rather than a contradiction.
I never thought about actually that way. It's like a soft landing for a correction.
Exactly. A soft landing. Use it often.
Okay. Now the stronger level, for when you really disagree and you need to be clear about it.
For stronger disagreement, the key is still to stay respectful, but to be very clear about your position. No softening, no cushioning, just clear, honest, confident.
Like you're not angry, but you're firm.
Exactly. I strongly disagree with that. I have to be honest, I see this very differently. I understand your view, but I cannot agree with that. I respectfully but firmly disagree.
Ha, I respectfully but firmly disagree. That phrase does so much work. It's honest and professional at the same time.
It is. And notice all of these stronger phrases still have a respectful quality. You're never attacking the person, you're disagreeing with the idea. That distinction matters enormously.
Ha, attack the idea, never the person.
Always. The moment you make it personal, the conversation breaks down. Keep it about the topic, keep it about the idea, and the disagreement stays productive.
Ha, okay. Now let's talk about something really useful. How to disagree and then ask a question instead of just stating your opposite view.
Yes, this is one of the most underused techniques. Instead of saying, I disagree, because you ask a question that gently challenges their point.
Like you lead them to reconsider without directly saying you're wrong.
Exactly. Do you think there might be another way to look at this? Have you considered what would happen if? I wonder if we're missing something here. These questions plant a seed of doubt without confrontation.
Aha, plant a seed of doubt. I love that image.
Yes, and questions are powerful because they keep the other person thinking. A statement can be rejected. A good question stays in the mind.
Aha, okay. One more situation. What about when someone says something and you want to disagree, but you also want to keep the relationship warm, like with a friend or a colleague you care about?
For those situations, you add a personal touch before the disagreement, something that shows you value them even while disagreeing with them.
Like you separate the person from the point.
Exactly. I really value your opinion on this, and I think about it a little differently. I know we see this differently, and that's completely okay. I respect your view. Personally, though, I feel you might be right, and here's where I get stuck.
Aha, you might be right, and here's where I get stuck. That's so honest and human. It doesn't pretend you have all the answers.
Yes, intellectual humility is incredibly attractive in conversation. Saying, here's where I get stuck, shows you are thinking, not just reacting.
Aha, okay. Final summary. All the levels together.
4 levels of polite disagreement in English. Soft and gentle, for careful situations. I see your point. However, I just wonder if, that said, I think, clear and respectful, for direct but warm disagreement. Actually, I think it works a little differently. I would respectfully disagree with that. I'm not sure that's quite right. With respect, I see it differently. Firm and professional, for strong disagreement. I strongly disagree. I respectfully but firmly disagree. I have to be honest, I see this very differently. Question-based, for planting a seed without confrontation. Do you think there might be another way to look at this? Have you considered what would happen if? I wonder if we're missing something here. And the one rule that never changes, attack the idea, never the person. Keep it about the topic, and the disagreement will always stay respectful.
Ha, soft, clear, firm, question, and always about the idea, not the person.
Exactly. And one final thought. In English culture, being able to disagree politely is seen as a sign of intelligence and confidence. People who can hold a different opinion calmly and clearly are taken more seriously, not less. Disagreeing well is a superpower.
Disagreeing well is a superpower. I want that on a poster.
Print it out, put it on your wall, and then practice. Right now, think of one opinion you genuinely hold, say it out loud, then say it again using one of the phrases from today. Feel how different it sounds. That's your practice for today.
Okay, everyone, that's a wrap on today's episode. How to disagree politely in English. The biggest takeaway is this: staying silent is not politeness, it's invisibility. Find the phrase that fits the moment. Say your truth clearly and warmly, and let people see the real you. Confident, thoughtful, and worth listening to.
Take care, everyone. Speak English with courage. See you in the next one.
Bye, everyone.